Thank you so much for hopping on. We're so excited to have you here today and to get started with our webinar. So we were just waiting a minute or two so that we could have people hop on, and we'll go ahead and get started. So today we're going to be talking about top engaging social media post ideas that you should use right away. So I'm really excited to share these ideas and these post inspirations we have with you today. To start off, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is McKenna Renels, and I work at doTERRA Corporate. And it looks like our screen is a little bit frozen. Oh, there we go. So my name is McKenna Renels. I am a social media specialist at doTERRA Corporate, and I help manage the partnership for doTERRA Social. And I help make sure that there's content on the platform, and I help manage comments and things like that in the Facebook group that we have. And I'm just really excited to share with you guys today. So one thing I did want to mention is this is a topical webinar. If you're looking for more information about like how to use doTERRA Social specifically, we have other webinars on our landing page for that, and Raquel, our friend, will go over that at the end. So this webinar is hosted by doTERRA Corporate as well as Promo Republic. They're the behind the scenes of doTERRA Social. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Raquel. She's my co-host today, and she's going to get started with the webinar.
Hi, McKenna. Thank you for the introduction. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Hello, everyone, and nice to speak with you this Wednesday afternoon. As McKenna said, I run the partnerships on behalf of Promo Republic, which is the company behind the platform. So today we will be guiding you through engaging content and what that means. So without further ado, let's dive in. So education or content is balanced overall, and you have to make sure that you are posting varied content. So that way you're always attracting not only new followers, but your current followers and are staying engaged with them. So educational content is at the peak of that. That's educating those that may or may not be familiar with you as your personal brand or doTERRA and the oils overall. And there's different ways to weave that in and out of the rest of the content that you're having. And it should be a mix, a healthy mix between promotional content and engaging content and vice versa, which you can see on the plan in front of you. So this webinar is going to be all about different types of content. We have a lot of examples from fellow wellness advocates that you can see and get inspiration from. But if you have further questions on perhaps how to build your own personal brand or how to get started on social media, the best place for this would actually be the Social Media Academy that doTERRA has created to help you get started with doTERRA Social. So we can, as McKenna said, highlight all of that towards the end of today's webinar. And it's really important to have this fundamental content plan that you see in front of you to keep the attention of your audience and to get engagement, which is what today is all about. So let's take a step back to see what engaging content is. This is content that helps you build relationships with your team, your users, followers, potential downline, potential customers, whatever that may be. And you need this type of content to continue to build human-to-human connections and to nurture these relationships. At the same time, this type of content gets the most comments and helps your page become more relevant and more visible on social media, whether that's through friends seeing that in the feed or highlighted on different explore pages. This is the best way to build that relationship. So the first type of content we're going to be taking a look at today is inspirational content. So this is really easy because it is really personal. It's what inspires you. So this is a combination of motivational quotes, sharing your favorites. It could be books, movies, foods, you name it, and personal stories from your life that you think could resonate with others. So you and your teams are all like-minded, which means that they'll really be excited about the things that excite you. So you don't have to hesitate to share this. This is a really good chance for people to read your favorite. Maybe it's you shared a book that inspired you. They can read that and then they'll come back to discuss it. Or you can they'll share their own feedbacks with a book in this example. This is a really great way to build a better understanding and better relationships around social. So we have this to be a really great jumping off point for engaging content. And as a reminder, engaging content means that it's content that prompts engagement. So these are people that are going to share, like, or comment, or tag their friends, or provide feedback. So we have a few examples of this, again, taken from all over social media from fellow wellness advocates. So the first we have from Ashley, and you can see here that it's a simple photograph that they may have taken, and it's just sharing their favorite lyric and quote. So this is a really great jumping off point because it shows that it's really simple to create. It's sharing something that is meaningful from you, and then people will comment and like and share this in their feeds as well. We have another example of highlighting a favorite movie or a favorite documentary or book, like in the example from earlier. So this is, someone just simply sharing their movie, highlighting that it is that must see, and then you can comment. There's a question in here, so it's open-ended to prompt people engaging, and the overall picture to make it really easy for people to see. So that's a really great example as well. We do also have a throwback to one of our previous webinars all about doTERRA and what that means to you. So this is from fellow wellness advocate Jill Winger, and where she is highlighting her personal story. Again, it's all about being personal and sharing it with others. And also these open-ended questions to prompt engagement. So this is her just sharing a picture that she has taken on her own of her children and playing with mud. So you can see it's really relatable. You can say a lot with a simple picture like this and having the caption to accompany it. So it's really important that you are being vulnerable and open, because authenticity right now is really the biggest thing that takes you far on social, especially in these times. So the first is all about sharing your inspiration, whether it is your family, your life experience, your favorites. These are really great ways to questions like this and stories like this will take you far getting engagement. And the next type of content is interactive content. So McKenna.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it from here. All right, so interactive content is really important. This can be things like playing guessing games, contests, or quizzes, maybe even like a giveaway or something like that. So we have some great examples here. Let's go ahead and look at the first example. This is a wellness advocate, and she is doing this fun little guessing game where she's from Canada, and she does like games in her video where she invites people to guess what oil is hidden behind one of the little small wooden doors of this house that she's created. And it's just a fun little way to get people involved in what you're doing. And I really like how she tied in the season of Christmas. She's like in her pajamas, kind of like we talked about the authenticity before. It's as you can get creative and just be real and have interactive content like this. So here's a great example. Another example we wanted to share is actually one from doTERRA Corporate. On the next slide, we had this Go Go for BOGO that we did, and it was guess one, get one for the buy one, get one free. So this was a little campaign that we ran on the doTERRA business page. And it's just a fun way for wellness advocates to guess. And this could be, you could do kind of like a different reiteration of this on your own page, maybe guessing the promotion for the first of the month or promotions that are coming up, and just getting people excited about them. And this is a great way to prompt comments because you had to guess it. And so you have to comment below to be able to be a part of it. And that drives up comments and engagement, and it makes it more likely for people to see your posts in the future. One other thing, which is slightly different, but also another fun, engaging thing, is to do quizzes. So this is an example of a quiz from the summer that doTERRA put together. It was the Sense of Summer quiz, and you go through and you find out which of the oils is like your summer anthem for it. And so this is a really fun way. People love these, and these are very shareable because it's a fun way to like share your results. So with content like this, you can find other quizzes that people have made. doTERRA's put out a couple. You can find the doTERRA ones, and then also you could even maybe try creating your own if you're really brave. Takes a little more effort, but this is a really fun way to create more engagement on your page. So the next thing we want to talk about, the next tip, is to ask questions. So we want to let people share their experiences and help members get to know each other better. So the more of a community you can create in your group, the better. So the one thing people love more than games is talking about themselves. So ask them questions about things they're interested in. It's a great chance for members to connect with other wellness advocates and to share ideas. So we have a couple examples of this. Here's our first one from Melody. She says, I'm excited to see your individual answers to this. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? Mine is in the comments. And this is a really fun, clever way she did it where her answer was in the comments. So people were excited to like go to the comments and see what she had to say. But then also it's a really fun, simple, easy question that people can answer. And one thing you want to take note of when you're asking questions like this is you want to try and have something that is a simple answer that people can respond to right away. If it's a question that's like really deep, that's like, what is the meaning of life? Sometimes you can get engagement on that, but it takes a lot more brain power for people. And so it's less likely that you'll get a lot of comments on it. And so one way to get engagement is to just ask simple questions. So another example of this is our next slide, where we have just some simple options. So this is a fun little way to create content, to kind of have people, it's kind of like a this or that, where people can comment and say which one they like most. So over here on the left, we have an example of holiday peace or holiday joy. Like if you had to pick just one, which would you choose? And this inspired a lot of comments in like on our page when we posted this. And then we also have this other one on the right about the cuisine oils from the holiday products. So this is a really fun way to get people thinking about the product and which they like more. And when we had this one about holiday peace and holiday joy, people in the comments were talking about which one they liked better and why they liked it better. And so it was a great way to get engagement. And this is a really simple post that you could create in Parasocial. Very simply, we have all the transparent bottles in there that you can throw those on and then maybe just add the emojis above, and it's all of a sudden you're done. You have a really great, simple, engaging post. So the next tip we want to talk about is sparking conversations. So you want to share your thoughts on a topic that you are really passionate about. This is going to be a little bit more long form type of posts. And there's a lot of different topics that provoke discussion. So pick something that you reflected on and share your thoughts about it. There'll be some people that agree with you, there'll be people that disagree with you, and you can create space for an interesting discussion. So we're going to show you guys a couple of examples. of things that wellness advocates have posted to kind of spark your ideas for this. So the first one looks like the whole post is not quite loading. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this one, she talks about the art of real conversations. Have we lost it? Um, so then she goes on to share her experience about the art of real conversations and kind of generating ideas and having a discussion about what creates a real conversation and do we have that in our community today. So I'm not going to read the whole entire post, but I think this is a great way to kind of lead into this. And I like how she kind of has this hook where she starts off saying, like, the art of real conversations. Have we lost it? Because that kind of draws you in, like, oh, what does she have to say? Like, does she have suggestions on how to have real conversations or what are her thoughts on this? So this is a fun way to kind of share. That's a great example. The next example we have, um, this one is, sorry, it's kind of hard to read that on there, but this one is talking about um, she talks about if you have some ideas about building human to human communication and nurturing relationships at the same time. Um, so she had a lot of comments with this thought about excellence versus justification, and they kind of had a good, interesting discussion there. And this is something she had fleshed out. So the next example is from Jessica. And she talks about where are my fellow thinkers? She says, I recently heard there are people who don't have internal dialogue. This was mind blowing to me. So, this is kind of a fun one because it's a very lighthearted, simple topic where it's not super heavy, but it still creates kind of some interesting discussion and some fun talk about kind of how do you think and what goes on behind the scenes of your brain. So this is a fun one that she shared, and I really like how she kind of ties it into some things that she does to quiet the mind as well. So this was kind of a fun way to kind of share about essential oils as well as get a fun discussion going. So the next one we're going to talk about is running online events. So these create engagement obviously because people can ask questions while you're live in the comments. And you can run workshops and online team parties. Um, Especially right now during the season that we're in, we need to create online events. This is a really, really big one. We want to see people's faces and emotions, so it's really great when you have like a Zoom call where you can see people's faces. Um, and when you're choosing an event online, you want to make sure to pick the right time for your audience. So make sure you know kind of where everyone's located and you choose the right time. Um, you can add a great cover to your event and don't forget to post right before the event is about to happen to remind everyone of the upcoming event. So here's some examples of events that we have seen. We're going to go through that. So this one is Oils Made Easy, an education class. This is really great. It's just a simple class about beginners essential oils. And I love the cover image. It's super simple, branded really pretty. So you're excited to look at it and kind of see more about it. And it's just a fun class to share. So this is a great example of an online event. The next one is using essential oils. This is similar to the previous one, a little bit different. I love how she uses the Spoil Yourself event with the Oil Tribe. And she has a beautiful cover image and there's like a fun little pun in there with oils, essential oils, and um, it's a great way. And one thing too is you can share these after the fact so people can see like, oh, I missed out on that event. I want to go next time. It's a fun way to get people excited and hyped about your events.
Yeah, thank you, McKenna. So the next tip that we want to share is about creating videos. And one thing that has really emerged from 2020 is that authenticity on social is more valuable than before. So, in addition to events and getting people excited through those means, videos are also a really great way of different types of content that help you feel connected and have that authentic connection where you can see their faces and get their emotions through the camera. Instead of writing a post, you can really record anything you want and share it. And do it yourself videos are a different type of video content. They are promotional because you're highlighting, the doTERRA products, but on the other hand, it also is an authentic personal touch. This qualifies under lifestyle content as well because it's showing how you are using these videos. And you can really do a lot with these videos. Not a lot of effort has to go into it. You can make this bright, use your personality, charisma, and with that, the content will really shine itself and you'll get a lot of comments, likes, and shares overall. So we do have some really great examples that highlight this as well. The first is from Sarah. You can see on the left-hand side, she has, shared this video with her team. It's about 8 minutes, so it goes into detail, but you can see that she's right in front of the camera speaking directly to you, and it doesn't have to be big and overly produced piece of content to be successful. And on the right hand side, you can see that they went live. So live video is even more authentic and spontaneous, where it is you and your organic self talking about whatever topic that will be. In this case, the workshop on oils. So you have this here, and you can see it's yourself and the camera. You don't have to be overly made up or anything like that, because as mentioned, this year has really connected people on authenticity. We're all feeling the same ways. So you can see that this type of video resonates really well. We also had a webinar with Nicole Chase on her experience with doTERRA Social, which is on our landing page, which we'll share afterwards. And if you've missed that, I would definitely recommend checking that out because it's a really strong webinar that highlights directly from her experience on how she balances this type of content and how that actually resulted in her getting double the sales. But this is a really great example because you can see it is her. That's it. It's her speaking to you through the camera. There's no special production. It has a lot of views and comments and likes. So you can see that she's just sharing a do it yourself, right? This is what we talk about, do it yourself content. So she's sharing with a dry brush how to, exfoliate and get the lymphatic system moving. So this is really great because you can feel the human connection and the relationships building through the camera because she's speaking and sharing her expertise to you. So this is a really great example. And again, her webinar goes into much more detail on how she's personally built it directly from her perspective. And then this example is also a great one because unlike the first two examples, this one is a bit more edited. You can see we have the images with text on top. You can do this really quickly on the go. So this is her recipe. So she is still sharing how to use something, but there's the added benefit of having the text in the video as well. So it's taken a little bit more time to compile versus something that is just shot on the go like the previous examples, but this still shows really great content. And this one is under 30 seconds. So this is built for going viral or sharing a lot because shorter videos do tend to perform higher in terms of likes and shares just because the average attention span on social media is so quick. So this is a really great job here. So then the next topic or tip rather in terms of educational content is just relate to your audience. Entertain them, make them laugh. This is a really great place where you can share what you love as well. Share your favorite memes, gifs, videos, posts, or you can even post your own funny stories. Being nice and funny takes you really far on social. So you can give your audience little pieces of joy by sharing what makes you laugh. So here are some fun ones that is a mix of just funny memes out there, as well as doTERRA topical ones as well. And one important thing I think to take away from all of this is that when you're creating a balanced content plan, not 100% of the things should be about doTERRA. You don't want to see post after post after post about the product. You want to really weave that into your overall personal brand. So you're alternating content. As you remember in the beginning, we started with that content plan where it was alternating a promotional post, engaging post, educational post, and so on. So tying this all together is great. That's why we have this first example, which is again by Nicole Chase. And it's not about doTERRA at all, but it gets a lot of comments. You can see here we have almost 60 comments from this about your potential applicant pictures. So this is really funny because number one, it's from Michael Scott, who is the world's best boss, as we know from The Office. But also it's a really great prompt to get engagement. Everyone has at least a selfie on the camera roll. So your last selfie is going in the comments here. So this is a really strong example of something that gets engagement, but isn't necessarily topical on doTERRA, because we don't want to go every single day with that same content. We want to always have new content that brings people back and then weave in doTERRA strategically. The next example is really great because this one is funny and all about the Christmas collection. So this is a post about all I want for Christmas is, and then the entire doTERRA collection. So it can be simple and funny like this, almost like creating your own meme. So this is a balance of content that you're creating yourself or content that you can find in doTERRA social itself. So with that, one of the last pillars is seasonal content. You know, this time of year, this next 3-week stretch between Thanksgiving and Christmas, as well as going into the new year, is hot for Christmas and seasonal content because everyone loves this content. It's a really great way to relate, build your audience around amazing inspirational content. And a great way to find holidays or inspiration is actually in doTERRA social itself. So if you go to doTERRA social and in your calendar on the top right hand side, click upcoming events, you actually have a day by day calendar of important events that are color coded between national holidays, national registered days, important dates in history, sports history, and pop culture history. So you'll always have some form of inspiration to post about. For example, tomorrow is the first day of Hanukkah. So if you have followers that are of the Jewish faith, you can absolutely, wish them, a happy holidays tomorrow. So that's a great one. And then as we know, Christmas is coming. You can also have an Advent type calendar or posts. We see a lot of big brands counting down to Christmas as well. So that's really great. And that gets a lot of engagement and shares on these posts. You can also have really important content about the doTERRA holiday products here, where you have coming soon. So you're showing that they're available for purchase and that you're able to post all about the holiday line. So this still gets engagement. You're still building the collection, but now it's with this special holiday twist. And it doesn't just have to be this holiday. All major holidays, whether it's the 4th of July or Halloween, you can always post about and tie this back to maybe your favorite recipes or products, because this is how you get engagement by these. So here's a great one that I think McKenna actually created that you will be able to find in doTERRA social, which is Christmas with doTERRA on the left, and then Christmas without doTERRA holiday collection on the right. So it's really great meme, again, relating it back to doTERRA itself. So you have this to choose from directly in the content section of doTERRA Social. So to bring this full picture and to provide you a little bit of bonus engagement, we did want to highlight that your social media feed is all about yourself. So it's really important that you do share your personal story. And everything that we cover today, whether it's sharing videos, holiday content, your favorites, or quotes or products, whatever that may be, is always tied back to you. So you can share why you became a wellness advocate in the first place. Again, what inspires you, those favorites there, any mistakes, because I think the more you show that you're vulnerable and your authentic self really resonates well on social. And little check-ins like how's your day, checking in with your audience, and that gets a lot of responses in comments as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's webinar. I've seen some comments coming through already, and we hope that you'll take this with you when you're thinking about content to create, to see how you can start to make little tweaks on your content to get engagement. So with that, I want to thank you and turn it back over to McKenna.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Raquel. And thank you everyone for tuning in. We've had some great questions in the question answer box. So shout out to our team that's been working hard to answer those questions for you guys. And we love these topics. Sometimes we're not able to answer all these questions, but it does help us come up with future topics for webinars and things like that. So just a few other plugs. If you're looking for more content about how doTERRA Social works, check out our landing page. And our Facebook page. Here's some resources. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, that's great. Or we'll also send out the recording of the webinar after this if you want to reference back to this. So we have a couple resources. Raquel, do you want to go through some of those resources?
Yes, absolutely. So I just sent this to everyone on the webinar in the chat, so you should be able to get this. But as you know, doTERRA Social is the platform where you're able to find all of this amazing content and schedule all of your posts in one go. So that's going to be at social.doterra.com. Our support team, who has been answering all of your questions on today's webinar, is also available via email. So if you have questions on the platform, don't hesitate to go there. But this landing page is also a really, really great resource, and we recommend bookmarking that because all of our previous webinars are there. So we referenced Nicole Chase's webinar today. You'll be able to see that there. And then we have help centers and a Facebook community. So if you want to learn more about doTERRA Social, ask your fellow wellness advocates for help or anything like that, go ahead and search doTERRA Social on Facebook, and it should be one of the first groups that come up. So that is a really great resource. And if you aren't familiar with doTERRA Social already, the good news is that we have a 2-week free trial. So you're able to sign up without any pressure and explore right now. So that gives you a really great opportunity to start planning and scheduling holiday content that McKenna and her entire team have worked really hard to schedule and create for you. So I believe that is it from my side.
Yeah, awesome. What a great Christmas present to yourself, right? doTERRA Social. So you can schedule all your posts and leave it for Christmas so that you can be with your family and all of that. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this webinar and stay tuned for more in the future. Have a great day.